Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for attending the 2015-2016 Alameda County Fire Department Reserve Recruit Academy graduation ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of United States Law. Party post, go! Post! Ready, face! Raise head, out! Ladies and gentlemen, please follow along the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Outer, out! Ready, face! Out now, face! Forward, march! Details.
I'm going to ask you to bow your heads at this time. O thou Father, the citadel of our thoughts, the foundation of our character, and the spring from which comes the water of life, we come to acknowledge thee, to think thy thoughts after thee, to expose our soul to thee, and to seek refreshment of the Spirit from thee. We ask that you be our honored guest at this ceremony as we recognize these great men and for the work that they're going to do and they are doing. This we ask, amen.
Please be seated. I'm going to put on my glasses so I can actually see the paper, the writing on the paper. First, I'd like to welcome all of you here to the 2015-2016 Reserve Academy graduation. As many of you are aware, one of our roles of the Reserve program is to prepare our members for a paid career in the fire service. And some of you might know, in some cases, we are our worst enemy, but in a good way, because we get a lot of people hired on the paid side, not only with ACFD, but with other departments in the Bay Area and outside of the Bay Area. To give you a small sampling of this, I'm going to read just a few names of former reserves or volunteers that were previously named years ago that are current line members with the ACFD Fire Department. And it's just going to be a few of them. Captain Michael Augustine, Captain Seth Anderson, Captain Garrett Brown, Captain Daniel Burke, Captain James Kamitz, Captain Ryan Davis, Captain Justin Hoagland, Captain Xavier Palau, Captain James Quintana, Captain Jeremy Roderick, Captain Duncan Wiley, Engineer Brian Santoni, Engineer Catherine Earhart, Engineer Eric Frago, Engineer Jared Frenchie, Engineer Brandon Franco, Engineer Michael Franklin, Engineer Ryan Garcia, we'll keep going, Engineer Andre Gonzalez, Engineer Ron Gordon, Engineer Dean Lundstrom, Engineer Carlos Alvarez, Engineer Lee Phillips, Engineer Ryan Richter, Engineer Brent Wally, Engineer Sang Yi, Fire Code Compliance Officer Joe Villarreal, Firefighter Mark Bennett, Firefighter Leonard Betancourt, Firefighter Ryan Castro, Firefighter Brendan Cole, Firefighter Nin Dong, Firefighter Justin Forney, Firefighter Art Garcia, Bo Garcia, Anthony Gastino, Michael Preston, Richard Riggs, Thomas Tran, Chris Young, Richard Armato, probationary firefighter Richard Armato, probationary firefighter Sean Banowski, Brian Brooks, David Cavila, Christopher Ferreras, Rachel Figuera, Ryan Hebert, Joshua Linus, Anthony Lopez, Matthew McAustin, Joe Moore, Julio Munoz, Kurt Myers, Dustin Nivens, Spartacus Rodriguez, Francisco Ureno, and current recruit firefighter Joseph Gardner, Justin Gonzalez, Dexter Harris, Michael Huteling, Kyle Meets, Ulysses Perez, Daniel Reeves, Thomas Beth, Celeste Wilcox, Marina Zabanyenko, and a few additions at the bottom, Captain Michael Blair, Captain Brian DeRigolo, Captain Brian Ferreira, Captain Philip McMullen, John Whiting, Engineer Ryan Agrella, Engineer Jesse Blaylock, Nicholas Delatorre, Engineer Law, I could pronounce his first name, Engineer Joshua Perry, Firefighter Nathan Marr, Firefighter Ryan Nance, and Firefighter Thomas Wong. That's 79 people. Those are only the current line personnel that we know of that have been hired by this department in the last 20 years. So we know there's a significant amount more. Okay, so the program, the reserve program works on getting people hired. This is just the ACFD. We have countless members also with Oakland Fire, San Francisco Fire, and all the other surrounding agencies in the Bay Area and outside. So we'd like to welcome you. I am now going to introduce, who's next? Reserve Program Coordinator, Battalion Chief Ronnie Otis.
Hey. Yeah, keep my glasses on.
Yeah.
Good evening, and thanks everybody for coming out. You know, this is a very special day for not only the Alameda County Fire Department, but for these 10 reserve firefighters here today that are eagerly seeking to get their badges and their station assignments so they can go out and take the next step towards getting their career in the fire service. Several months ago, we started out with 24 individuals to start the Recruit Academy, and today we ended up with 10 members that are a team. And I got to tell you, and they know, it started out a little rocky, but we got there. But I want you guys to know that I'm very proud of you for the work that you put in. It was very rigorous. It was hard. It took a lot of commitment and dedication, but that is what the fire service is. And you have to be a dedicated member to serve not only the organization that you work for, but our customers. I didn't say citizens, I said customers, because we provide emergency services to people that come and visit in Alameda County and people that live here. So we've had a lot of talk in our meetings and with our training staff about what it takes to be a firefighter, what it takes to take the next step. And I also, as a program coordinator, want to thank the families for supporting the 10 graduates up here because they can't do it by themselves. So I know that they come home and they're stressed. They might be a little edgy, but that's because we work them hard. We put a lot of pressure on them so that when they go into the fire service and when they go serve our customers and our communities, they know how to deal with pressure. But as it is in the firehouse, they work with a team. The team is also between your family members and your loved ones. So it really does take everybody to make this profession successful. So, first of all, I'd like everybody to give them a round of applause, please. So somebody asked me earlier, how much time did they put in? Well, they put approximately 212 hours in, 40 classes, and almost 20 weeks into this academy. And they got exposed to ladders, hose lace, SCBA, auto extrication, and more importantly, they got an attitude adjustment. Not that they had bad attitudes coming in, but I could tell that it was a shock for them the first day when Captain Hoagland came and gave them a little team building exercise. And they were doing push-ups and rocks, and they were running, and I could see the look in their eyes. They did not expect that. And so one of the theme of this Reserve Academy, which is on their guide on there, is attention to detail. But that's what this profession is. You have to pay attention to detail. So one of the things that we are proud in the Alameda County Fire Department that has been different in past academies is that this academy that they went through were taught by the Alameda County Fire Department personnel. In previous academies, we had the reserves teaching reserves in the academy. But this time we changed it around, so we have members of the Alameda County Fire Department who teach on our paid side, came and provided instruction and lectures to the recruit graduates here today. And that really stepped the level of training that they got. But one of the goals of this program is we want to make the reputation of this reserve program to where they go to any other organization to test for that organization and they say that they're an Alameda County Reserve firefighter. We want that to mean something. We want not only our organization to know what it means, but we want all the other organizations to know that we are providing quality, highly trained candidates out there, so when they hire them, they know that they're getting a good product. And that's why we're always on them about paying attention to detail, making sure your boots are polished, making sure your uniform looks good. So you guys come a long way, and I'm very proud of you. So one of the things that I would like to do is to introduce my staff, because I have taken over the program from past chiefs in the organization that have laid the foundation. Chief Rocha and Chief Figuera that's in the back were previous reserve firefighter coordinators in this organization. And so now I've stepped into this role to try to build on the success that they have. But what I didn't realize when I took over the program is that the reserve program is a department within a department. So it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of hours that Captain Jeff Nobby and Joe Villarreal and Michael Mcdowell had been in Chief Figuera, but these volunteers up here, these guys really were carrying the load of the program. So, so I have a staff now, which is Engineer Katie Earnhardt, who is my Subaville of the fire department. Katie handles all of the administrative work for me, but we really operate as a team, and it takes the workload off of just 3 or 4 or 5 individuals. And then I have firefighter Julio Munoz and firefighter Figuera and David Covila and firefighter Brooks. He's not here, but they are part of my training cadre. So they're responsible for a battalion in monitoring all of the training requirements that our reserves have. And then we have Forney is the EMS coordinator for the reserve program. And so yeah, so that's been working out pretty good. I just want to give a special recognition out to Michael Mcdowell and Jeff Nobby and Joe Villarreal for the years of service that they put into this organization and keeping the reserve program moving forward. These guys have really put in a lot of long hours for the reserve program and you know, sacrifice some time with their family to make this program good. And then also I would like to thank Sue Beville, Rosa Dahl, and Aisha Knowles, and the Honor Guard, who really helped us put this program together tonight. And the last thing I wanted to mention is that in the back, you see the ladies and gentlemen in the back there in the red t-shirts. Those are our current members that are in our paid side academy, but a lot of them were former reserve firefighters. So those of you in the back who were reserve firefighters, could you raise your hand, please? So, you know, there it is. That's a commitment that they put in, the loyalty and the commitment and the time and the energy that they volunteer hours and stuff. You know, that's a reward right there. We all have done it in the past. So you guys just keep it up. You get your station assignments today. We talked about the expectations when you go into the firehouse, and our members will be evaluating you, and you know, go out there and make us look good. All right, thank you. So let's see. Next, I would like to introduce Fire Chief David Rocha.
Good evening. So I'm Fire Chief Dave Rocha, obviously with the Alameda County Fire Department. I want to take a moment, and Chief Otis pointed out a few folks that, when he was speaking, that have been coordinators for the program in the past. But first of all, Ron Figuera, one of our retired, do you want to stand up, Ron? There you go. Coordinators for the program. Sitting across from Ron, Terry Givens, and Terry was retired as an assistant chief in the reserve program. Was a part of the reserve program actually when I started in the reserve program, which was more than 20 years ago, Jeff. And yeah, there are more folks on the list, but the two of you can go ahead and sit. Thank you. The reserve program's come a long way. I mean, back when I came into the reserve program, actually, I think Mike Mcdowell came in at the same time, so that I do have some proof still remaining that I was in the reserves for at least a short period of time. But the reserves over the years have changed, and we've changed the program. And one of the charges I was given in 2001 when I became a battalion chief was to come in and take over the reserve program, and we had always had either a chief officer or a captain that was assigned over the reserve program, but it always was the reserves at the end of the day that ran the program, and that's been the way it was in the past when I started in the reserves, and it was under the Sheriff's Department at that time, and then all the way into 2001, and even going forward. And we've put a lot more effort into the program in recent years from a department standpoint to help build the program. But at the end of the day, the reserves have kind of been a self-managed. My son's in a Boy Scout group, and they call it Boy Scout led. It's really a reserve-led program, I think, for us at the end of the day, and they make it a great program. And what we do is we give them the opportunity, I think, to prove that they could be a great firefighter, and hopefully it's with the Alameda County Fire Department. But the reality is, as was mentioned earlier, that we're not going to hire all of the reserves that come through our program, but I think our reserves have a very fortunate record when you look around the Bay Area, or even in some cases the country, and see where folks have been hired over the years. And right now is, I think, really a remarkable time in the fire service when you look at it from a hiring standpoint. And there was a lot of hiring that was done back in the 80s when I was offered a job. And then I think it's a cyclical sort of thing. And today, when you look at hiring, there are a lot of departments in the Bay Area that are hiring right now. And the fire service in the 80s changed over into being paramedics. And then I'll tell you, when I was hired in '87 in the city of San Leandro, I was told to give up my medic and not to become a medic, and it would hurt my career. Fast forward 7 years, and we were trying to find out how to get more medics into the fire service. And right now, we're in a cycle where a lot of those paramedics are retiring. So departments all around the Bay and throughout the state are trying to figure out how to fill those spots as we move forward. And it's not that fires have diminished. Our role in EMS over the years has grown. It's more than 70% of what we do in the fire service today. Moving forward, I hope that it will be more in terms of our role. The Alameda County Fire Department, as some of you may know, is looking at being a bidder on the ambulance transport contract when that opens up in the near future for Alameda County, and working with a private provider to provide ambulance service throughout Alameda County into the exclusive operating area. And I think that's a big step to securing who we are going forward, as well as creating some revenue streams that will help the fire department in the long run. But in terms of reserves, I thank you as the audience and the family that are here to support them, because I think that at the end of the day is one of the key things that makes every firefighter successful, is the folks that they have at home that support them in moving forward. We ask a lot of the reserves. We ask them to help us out with community events. We ask them to do ride-alongs. We provide training and the things that prepare them to become good firefighters. And as I said, hopefully with the Alameda County Fire Department, we're going to be opening our hiring process again this year. We plan on hiring 24 folks. Hopefully our reserve program is a place that occurs for us as we move forward. And looking at it, I think it's an important thing for us. And it helps build the future in the Alameda County Fire Department and build the culture as we move forward. And as Chief Otis talked about, being a customer service-based organization and recognizing that I think culturally one of the things in the Alameda County Fire Department that is truly important is recognizing that there's always change. A lot of the fire service does not change or does not take well to change. In the Alameda County Fire Department, I will tell you, since my entry, or actually before my entry into the Alameda County Fire Department, we've done nothing but change and look at how much better we are today than we were. In providing services like the dozer that's outside, our rescue that's out, heavy rescue that's outside, water rescue. We're a full service fire department capable of providing a lot of things that any one of our 5 cities could not provide on their own, nor could the unincorporated county. So in closing, congratulations on completing the academy, and I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully, I think the date's in October. Sue Beville scheduled it for me. She's not here tonight, but Katie may know. I don't know. Yeah. And in closing, I'm going to introduce one of our partners, and I think one of the things that over the years, the reserves were volunteers at one point, and that was a difficult thing for Local 55, but I'm proud tonight to have a representative from Local 55 that's here tonight, and I'm going to introduce him, Mike Augustine. Thank you.
All right, Reserve Class of 2016. Guys looking sharp. All right, on behalf of President Sean Burrows and the Alameda County Firefighters Association, Local 55, I'd like to congratulate and welcome the 10 of you to this great organization. I'm especially honored to be here as an executive board member of Local 55 because I too was a Alameda County volunteer, class of 1999. I thought Captain Mcdowell was an old guy then. In 2001, I was hired into the ACFD as a paid firefighter with a class of 24 recruits, and nearly half of us were volunteers here prior to being hired. As you take on this role of online reserve, take advantage of this unique opportunity to learn the role of a professional firefighter and serve your local communities. You have access to some of the best firefighters you'll find throughout this organization. Reach out to them, do some ride-alongs, learn our job, and learn our culture. We want to see you succeed, and we want you to be ready for the times that we will need you and call for your assistance. Our community has grown since the time I was a volunteer. In 2001, we've adopted a lot of territory. The Alameda County Fair, Berkeley Lab, Livermore Labs, the cities of Newark, Union City, and Emeryville. All of these communities have events and look to us for our presence and service. We are only able to make this happen with your assistance. As you pursue this profession, your biggest concern may be, what do I have to do to get hired? What do I say in my interview? Instead, I encourage you to ask yourself, how can I improve myself to be the best candidate? Do any of you guys know these gentlemen in red in the back? If you've called them recently, they probably didn't answer and they probably didn't call you back. They're working really hard, but come July, when they've graduated their academy, I encourage you to talk to them and see what it really takes to be a part of this organization. On behalf of Local 55, I say congratulations. I remember this being a pivotal point in my path to becoming a professional firefighter. Enjoy this time, work hard, be safe, and thank you for your service.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Leisure, and I had the pleasure of being one of the Academy leads for the 2015-2016 Alameda County Reserve Recruit Academy. On a warm morning last October, a group of individuals sat in a classroom, excited and eager to learn what was going to be expected of them during this academy. That day, they got a small taste. Over the next 5 months, they would be pushed to their limits, both mentally and physically. They would be taught the basics of what it will take to be a firefighter, how to properly raise and position ladders, and how to carry tools or saws up them. They were taught on how to pull attack lines and connect supply lines to a hydrant, to hose management inside of a structure. Everything they learned one week was tied into the lesson of the next, from ladders and hose to ventilation, forcible entry, and auto extrication, just to name a few. There would be long nights and rainy days where they would go nonstop from start to finish. There would be sweat, blood, and maybe some tears. Just kidding. Every week, they would spend 2 days of their week training. The other days would be spent studying and practicing. All of this, lost my place, sorry. All of this while holding their day-to-day jobs, going to school, and spending time with their families. The recruits got hands-on training on some of the newest equipment on the market by some of the best instructors in their fields. Over these 5 months, the recruits, who started off as individuals, soon became a united group, a group with a common goal, understanding that they must rely on each other to finish the tasks that were given to them. Everything they have done over the last 5 months have accumulated to this day, the end of the academy, where, in front of their friends and families, they get to walk up and receive their badge and become an online member of the Alameda County Reserve Fire Department. One of many badges I hope that they'll receive over their careers. To the many instructors and crews that came and helped out and instructed, on behalf of the Alameda County Reserve Fire Department, thank you. To Reserve recruiter families, thank you for being patient with them and standing by them. And finally, to the Reserve recruits, congratulations on reaching this point of your young careers. Remember to stay focused on your path and continue to learn and strive for your goals. Congratulations to the 2015-2016 Reserve Recruit Academy. Next, I would like to recognize 2 Reserve recruits. Over the past 5 months of the 2015-2016 Reserve Recruit Academy, these 2 recruits maintained a perfect attendance, not missing any class. These recruits are Jacques Horn and Jason Young. If you 2 could please stand up, and let's give them a round of applause. And lastly, it is my pleasure to announce the Valedictorian of the 2015-2016 Reserve Recruit Academy. Over the 5 months of this academy was in session, this recruit had the highest score overall. He always had a smile on his face and was willing to help any recruit that needed it. It is my pleasure to introduce Reserve Recruit Jason Bowden, your 2015-2016 Reserve Academy Valedictorian.
All right, there's a lot of you, huh? So good evening. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. This is a big day for all of us, and we are proud to be here. First off, there's many people we'd like to thank. We'd like to thank Chief Rocha and Chief Otis and our reserve captains for their leadership and guidance for both the department and the reserves program, and for the unconditional support the department has provided us. Their leadership and guidance has been truly invaluable. Additionally, we'd like to thank the ACFD training department for allowing us to use their tower and facilities. And finally, we'd like to give a very big thank you to the many, many paid personnel who volunteered their weekends and nights and dedicated countless hours of instruction to us. They have been tremendous role models to all of us and have set the standard for who we strive to be as firefighters. The men and women of our training cadre truly embody the virtues of the fire service: commitment, dedication, professionalism, duty, and excellence. To us, they have not just been mentors in firefighting, but role models for conduct. This academy has been challenging. Countless hours spent throwing ladders, performing physically exhausting evolutions, memorizing procedures, and mastering technical skills. Our training cadre ensured that not a single day was wasted. We were constantly pushed outside of our comfort zone, and when we felt drained and exhausted, when our lungs and legs burned, we dug deeper. Through constant challenge, our training cadre ensured that our weaknesses were purged, and all that remained was strength and discipline. Excellence is forged only through the heat of adversity. Again, we thank you for pushing us past our limits and showing us the possibility of our character. I am proud and honored to call these men who stand by me today my brothers. And for each and every single one of them, I would risk life and limb without hesitation, because I know they would do the same for me. So, I would like to extend a very special thank you of my own. Whether you realize it or not, I have found in every one of you a source of guidance, inspiration, and ultimately, a friend. To me, you are all tremendous leaders, and any department would be lucky to have you. And for that, I again thank Alameda County Fire. I've been gifted a family of 9 hardworking, disciplined, selfless individuals who I can count on. Men who have taught me the true value of camaraderie, trust, and teamwork. The mission statement of our department is, we will provide the highest level of service to our communities by valuing our members, promoting positive leadership, and dedicating ourselves to excellence. These are not just words, but a solemn promise to our department that we will continue to live up to the high standard that has been set. We promise to continue to grow, develop, and provide the high level of service to our communities that the citizens of Alameda County have come to expect from their firefighters. Thank you.
And now I'd like to call up Scott Chimento, Reserve Lieutenant, for the presentation of the 2015-2016 Reserve Recruit Academy graduates.
Good evening. My name is Scott Chimento. I'm a lieutenant with the Alameda County Reserves. It's been my honor over the last 5 months to be a lead instructor in this academy and watch every single member grow exponentially and do a tight-knit family of 10. So if you are going to be pinning the recruit, if you could please make your way up. You want on this side? On the left side over here, make your way up there for the pictures. Reserve Jeff Bodie. He's being pinned tonight by his father, Stephen Bodie. Reserve Jason Bowden. He's being pinned tonight by his girlfriend, Kira Hamilton. Recruit Evan Briggs. He's being pinned tonight by his mother, Julie Briggs. Recruit Miles Cardinell. He's being pinned by his mother, Jan Charles. Recruit Clayton Davis. Being pinned tonight by Vince Davis, his father. Recruit Brian Del Rosario. Being pinned by his mother, Doreen Del Rosario.
It's always the pen that struggles.
Recruit Jacques Horn. He's being pinned by his wife, Alexis Horn. Recruit Pascal Lemke. He's being pinned by his son, Noah. Recruit Rodney Simon. He's going to be pinned by one of his fellow Academy mates, Jeff Bodie. Recruit Jason Young. He's been pinned tonight by his brother, Chris Young.
You should have this down. Perfect.
And now I would like to introduce Michael Mcdowell, Reserve Captain.
It gives me the greatest pleasure to present Ryan Leisure, now Captain Ryan Leisure, who will be pinned by his wife, Sarah, and son. And now we have a video prepared for you that will give you just a little idea of what these 10 reserve firefighters have been through for the last 4 months. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my family and friends that supported me during this academy. I'd also like to thank the training cadre of the Alameda County Fire Department and the additional men and women who volunteer their time to come out and assist and train us and let us soak up a little bit of their knowledge. Thank you.
I want to thank all the personnel at Alameda County Fire, the cadre that helped train us, my loved ones, and a special thank you to my mentors, firefighter paramedic Wellington Jackson and Lieutenant Sean Gasset, and ultimately a big thank you to the Bay EMT program, to whom much is given, much is expected, and all I am, I owe.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Alameda County Fire Department, all paid side personnel who came out, volunteered their time to help us. I'd also like to thank the reserve cadre for volunteering their time, our fellow reserves for coming out, volunteering their time, participating, and I want to thank my family also.
I would like to thank the Alameda County Fire Department for having me go through their Reserve Academy. I'd also like to thank the Reserve cadre for being there every single day and helping us with their knowledge and utilizing their resources. I'd also like to thank my friends and family, and as well as all the other reserves that I proudly served with. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank my family, my father, my brother. They're always a great inspiration to me, as well as my mother. They all support me a lot in this process. Also want to thank Wellington Jackson with Bay EMT. I would not be in the Reserve Academy if it wasn't for him and his support. Also want to thank our training cadre and the paid side staff that came down. It was a lot of learning and a lot of fun, and truly blessed to be here, and thank you.
I would like to thank my parents for their support throughout this whole process, all of our instructors, online reserves for helping us out during the academy, and I'd definitely like to thank all of our brothers and sisters, reserves in the academy who went through this process with me.
I'd like to thank Chief Otis. I'd like to thank Captain Villarreal, Captain Navi, Captain Leisure, Lieutenant Chimento. And then I'd like to thank all of the online staff that came down and assisted, as well as my fellow reserves who assisted as well. And I'd like to thank my family and my wife for supporting me at home.
First and foremost, I just want to thank my wife for watching both of my children while I've been training for the past 6 months. She's definitely been my rock. I want to thank the reserve side cadre for being there with us throughout all the training. Definitely the paid side staff that has given us their wealth of knowledge. It's been extremely helpful and a great experience. It's Chief Otis for making it all happen. And finally, my brothers and sisters that I went and trained with for the whole academy. It's been a great experience, so thank you all.
First off, I'd like to thank my family and every single member of the Alameda County Fire Department.
Okay, I'd like to thank the Alameda County Fire Department and all its members. I'd like to thank the Reserve Program, Firefighter Jackson and Lieutenant Gasset from Bay EMT, my family, especially my brother, and the rest of the cadets that graduated with me today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the graduation ceremony for this evening for our reserve firefighters. Once again, congratulations, gentlemen, for a job well done. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Thank you, folks. Okay, so that is the end of the ceremony for the graduation ceremony. However, although not listed in your program because we didn't want him to get wind of this and go off on some hunting trip, we do have a very special presentation to recognize one of our former reserve program managers. Chief Figuera, front and center, please, and that's in order. I've always wanted to say that in public. All right, Chief, here we go. This evening, we would like to recognize, acknowledge, and say thank you to retired Chief Figuera for all he has done for the reserve program as one of the reserve program managers. I've been a volunteer reserve in the unit for 18 years now, and while here, we have had the following folks manage the program. As you heard a little bit earlier, Assistant Chief Terry Givens in the back, who was the chief for the division for 34 years. Then we had Chief Dave Wheeler, Chief Dave Rocha, Chief Ron Figuera, Chief Jeff Ramsey, Chief Ron Figuera, the only one to come back because he enjoyed the abuse, Chief Chip Anderson, and our current program manager, Chief Ronnie Otis. As I was writing this list, I was thinking to myself, it kind of makes us sound like the bad news bears because we're pretty tough on managers, but we're really not that bad. I'd like to take a moment to reflect back and share with you some of the accomplishments that the Reserve Program has benefited from as a result of Chief Figuera's management of the program. He helped implement our Reserve Recruit Academy class having a guide-on flag. He implemented the Reserve Recruit Academy training cadre using the ISTA test generator for all Academy written tests. Helped the reserves to build a radio cache for callouts. Instrumental in having the entire reserve apparatus fleet updated to newer engines, which is what we have today, along with Pete's assistance. Approved and supported the purchase of an installation of a 2,100 square foot tent to house our reserve apparatus behind us at Station 15. Approved and supported the updating of our reserve Station 15 classroom with new paint, a surround sound system, a flat screen TV to use for training not only by the reserves, but by the entire department, including our dispatch unit. Was instrumental in having our reserve officers sit on the oral board panels during the last reserve recruitment process about 3 years ago. Approved the replacement of all reserve structure firefighting PPEs. And that's just to name a few of the key things that he's done during his time with the program. Quite an accomplishment. Chief Figuera did not bring a whole lot of vertical height to the program, but he made up for it in commitment, dedication, and endless hard work and support to the program and those in the unit. Over the years, I can't tell you how many cell phone minutes Chief Figuera has killed on my cell phone, but I know it's a lot. I remember one time I called him, he's at home, and he says, "Joe, hold on a minute." I wait about 2-3 minutes, dead air. Chief gets back on the phone. He says, "Damn it, he got away." I said, "What got away?" He says, "I have a gopher problem in the backyard, and the traps aren't working, so I sit in my chair, and I wait for them to pop their heads up, and I nail them with my BB gun." So my minutes are being killed while he's shooting gophers in the backyard. I always enjoyed speaking to Chief Figuera, and those in this room who know him will be able to relate to some of the terms he used often. Raccoons in a garbage can. Prior to Chief Figuera, I never heard that phrase, and I thought it must be a hunting thing. Marbles on a table. And his famous one, "I'm going to change gears on you now." We would get in some lengthy conversations on the phone and in person where he would change gears on me so many times I would tell him, "You're wearing out my clutch." Chief Figuera genuinely cared for his people, and he stated it often. You could always hear him saying, "I have the best battalion, the best crews, the best captains, and the best reserve program around." We are a reserve unit made up of strictly all volunteers, so there is no compensation for any of us at all. If you are in the program for the right reasons, you do not do this for the compensation because, as I mentioned, there is no compensation. You don't do it for personal gain because that's just plain selfish. You do it to help others get and achieve milestones on their path to a career as a professional paid firefighter. You do it to help the people in the community you serve. You do it for the camaraderie that you are responsible to build and the fire service has to offer to you. But you do it mostly for the passion of the fire service and the love you have for the job. Chief Figuera fits all the bills of the above. Chief Figuera does not like taking credit or being the center of attention, as you could tell when he was walking up, because I think I'm going to get an earful after this. But he would rather give credit and help to make other people shine. I know firsthand Chief Figuera is loyal to his friends and his crews. When my best friend, my dad, passed away in 2006, Chief Figuera came to his viewing in Class A's to pay his respect to my father, and the next day came to my mother's house to offer his condolences. I will never forget that. I had the privilege and honor to serve under Chief Figuera's command, and one of the greatest things that I received out of my years of service to him was memories and a friendship I hope will last for years to come. The fire service is everything to all those fortunate enough to serve in it, but it is not the most important thing. Family and friends are the most important aspects of our life. The fire service offers you a second family. If you are in the fire service long enough, you will be fortunate to be blessed and smothered with plenty of both family and friends to last you a lifetime. So with that, Chief Aguirre, it is our pleasure and honor to present to you this plaque to say thank you for all you have done for the Alameda County Fire Department Reserve Unit. On the bottom of the plaque, it reads, presented to Battalion Chief Ronald Ferguera in recognition of your years of service, dedication, commitment, and leadership to the Alameda County Fire Department Reserve Program. We could not have done it without him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Oh, speech? Yes. To be honest with you, I am vertically challenged. I really wasn't prepared for this tonight, but I do and would like to say that I truly appreciate everything that this reserve program is giving me. I mean, it's something that that I think is very beneficial, is training. I mean, it's one of the things that I was kind of very interested in when I first even got into the fire service, and one of my battalion chiefs is sitting over here too, right, Chief? So with that being said, this is a very good program, and this program, I know you've heard it time and time again, but this program really offers a lot for our youth to be able to give back to the community, especially right now, as Chief Rocha was even saying, we're losing such a number of people that are retiring, and there just isn't enough of the history and everything that's coming in. So hopefully we can continue to do that. We can start fostering some of the newer folks that are coming in, start training them, start giving some of the historical background of this organization, as well as where we're going in the future. So with that being said, you know, I really have to tell you, I really love this program. It's a very good program. I know that I heard a lot of compliments about Wellington Jackson. You know, Wellington and I both teamed up for EMT, and we had got a number of them coming in. So that's the regional part of trying to bring everyone within in this area, or even outside of it, if they want to come in here and learn how to get into the fire service. This is an excellent program. So with that being said, I want to again thank you, Joe, one of my best friends, Captain Navi, Chief Ronnie Otis. I couldn't have turned it over to a better guy. He and I talked about it for quite a long time. And then of course our fire chief, Chief Rocha, who actually turned it over to me some years ago. So I really appreciate it, and I want to thank all of you.